everything. I am your host, Zach. No wax in his ears tower.
Oh my gosh.
Tower? Only one today.
I'm Kelsey Eats Earwax Darragh.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Tell the people I have a kink.
She does, and it's eating earwax.
Stop it!
Kelsey is one of those people who fell for, I'm going to guess, TikTok shop. Was it?
Fuck you.
It was. And it's the camera on the end of like an earscopic thingy-majig. You know, where you can look inside someone's ear and like scoop, 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 scrape, scrape, scrape.
Uh-huh.
And so she was doing the athletes.
You can video it.
Oh, you can do a video. She does have video. Actually, we could drop the athlete video.
Oh, I genuinely think he would rather have a nude be leaked than.
Well, honey, I'd rather have a nude of his be leaked too.
Fair. It was horrendous.
It was
the amount of
like-
wax in this man's
There
ears.
was like for sure like a picture of full raisin that had been kind of like torn apart and scattered about an ear.
like like a raisin field.
Ooh,
It's
and
just
you
a
said
kink
it smells
to-
like chicken soup.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Stop.
I'm
See, I
sorry, I'm
told
making
you she
people
eats it.
sick. I
She
don't
eats
eat it. I don't eat it, but I do love doing it the same way I love popping your blackheads. Like you get the best. Ooh,
Careful.
you get the. I'm giving you a compliment.
The best blackheads is not a great compliment.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I feel like if I was like, your blackheads are fucking gross.
No.
Are you
Best
sure?
and worst are the things there. Like okay, so worst blackheads would be worse, I think.
Okay, so you're welcome. As I was saying,
But let's go. I would like to know what makes it the best blackhead.
because your sebaceous filament.
What are both of those words?
Exactly. And you think I'm not a doctor?
Sebaceous.
Zach's always like, this bitch at TikTok shop. I have a degree in Googling things.
In fucking around and finding out.
Exactly. And clearing your ears in the process.
Sebaceous would be a beautiful name.
You've got to stop.
It would.
You're giving people ideas.
Sebaceous? Does it mean something good?
The etymology I haven't looked into, but it's what those little dots are on your skin. That's not.
Pores?
No, what's in them.
Oh, it's what inside the pore that counts.
It's literally like testosterone makes sebaceous filament. And so like when I was on my acne medication, it helped prevent the overproduction of oils to make
The sebaciousness.
Yes.
The
And so-
sebacity.
yeah, the sebacety's nasty.
Also a good name.
Jesus Christ.
Sebacity.
So it sounds like Sebastian Cassidy.
Ooh, sebacity.
Yeah, that was very like a gender neutral way of
I think
calling
we
it.
should have one episode where we literally just pitch names.
Just make up words
Yeah.
and things like around the house.
like Helia.
Helia's cute.
Right?
That
I'm
does
very
sound
good
like
at it.
that's a character in like a fantasy novel, probably.
Great. Bring them on.
Yeah. Anyway, your sebaceous filament is very juicy to where like it comes out as a perfect little seed. And a lot of times you have to like pop someone's shit and you're like always worried, oh, am I going to break a blood vessel? Am I going to make them bleed? Not you, bitch.
They're ready.
They're ready. Didn't yours come out and I was
Everyone
worried
pop
about it?
Your pimples like this.
Shake your body.
Don't stop, don't
quit.
miss.
Didn't I text you like the other day, like, how's your skin today?
Oh, yeah, because I think I asked you to do one thing and you did another.
Oh, if you don't think after this podcast is over, I'm going back in.
Please go into my face.
'Cause
It is very therapeutic.
I would like to give you a facial.
Okay.
I gave you a facial, Tiana in the corner. And I also did I ever give you a massage yet? No. When I was practicing? I have a fucking massage table because I've gotten so many goddamn physical therapies.
So you're like, I have it.
I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And so I was practicing giving my friends massages.
Oh my, do you wax?
No.
Damn.
That's the one thing I
Learn how to
figured out.
wax.
I'm too scared, dude. That shit hurt.
Really?
Bro, when I was at BuzzFeed, I was asked to be in a video of girls who get bikini waxes for the first time. I was on the table. We had set everything up. I'm nude from the bottom down. The waxer's there. She's standing over me. And it was that thing of like when someone goes to give someone a shot and they're like, wait.
Which I bet made her a great video.
Bro, they cut me out of it.
I would have kept going back to you
And
throughout
the
the process.
girls who were shooting it, God bless them, like no bad beef, but they were so pissed because I was just taking up time. Like, okay,
Yeah.
wait.
I can do this. Wait. Are you saying you've never been waxed?
Correct. On my puss. Have you? Have you?
Yeah.
What are you
not on
eating? That looks
protein bar. On my shoulders. I have dark hair on my shoulders.
How often are you doing that?
Not that often anymore because it's gotten very light and weak
Me.
from all the. Yeah, could you just get my Kelsey hairs?
Yeah, honestly,
they're light and weak.
I would love to figure out like sugar waxing. Sounds like fun because it's sticky.
Because you fucking love sugar.
All right. Fuck you.
You know you can't eat that, right?
It's not like my earwax.
I like to figure out sugar waxing.
No, sugar waxing looks cool because it's gooey and you touch it.
And you fucking lick it off.
Shut up. If you don't think I wouldn't, I would.
I know you would.
I would.
But yeah, because I've waxed it so many times over the course of my life, it is now much lighter and much like wispier.
Do you know what else I'm afraid of? Getting waxed on my cuckoo and then realizing how amazing it is and like not wanting to add that to the fucking feminine tax.
I can't quite understand why you draw the line there.
Also, I've got longer labias, not whatever. Even if I did, there's no labia shit. Don't make that face. No labia shaming here. I'm terrified that she's gonna rip my labia longer than it already is. Like, what if some wax gets on it and she just like rips it and it like slips out?
Do you know how skin works?
Do you know how labias work?
I know they don't get longer when you get waxed. Do you think she hangs from it like a monkey bar?
I could just imagine me being the one that they go to do it and she's like, oh, your labia was a lot looser than I thought. And I'm just like, ah!
You're so funny. I think you should.
Fuck
I think
you. That felt like
you were such a
so
silly little
insincere.
girl. You should get your fucking lips waxed.
I remember when they start doing the upper lip waxing. Tiana, have you ever had your upper lip waxed? I'm convinced that they fucking convince you to do it when you don't really need it, and then once you start doing it, you can't stop.
You can't stop.
Because I fell victim to that shit, and then I was like, bro, I gotta go back and get my lips waxed. I never thought about it before. I had it done.
Yeah, because you probably had adorable peach fuzz up there.
Yes, like
that
blondie.
no one would ever
Correct.
judge you for.
Yeah, see, women, we're putting our own selves down in the patriarchs. It's our own fault to make a bag.
I almost heard patriarch.
Yeah.
But I think a pastry sounds good.
A pastry arc also sounds like a fun adventure. Today we're writing about the pastry arc.
From donut to hole.
Bro. Was that our
Bing bong. Housekeeping.
Where are we? What are we talking about?
Nothing matters.
Okay.
You're about to start your period.
Yeah.
I'm in a weird space because After Hours got canceled yesterday, which is it's just news. This is the thing. I'm not assigning any good or bad quality to it.
I am.
Well,
I'm sad and mad.
Everything happens for a reason.
You're handling it really well, which I commend you because I'm not trying to drag it to a nasty place. But let me be angry for you.
Thank you. There's no reason
Fuck
to be
that shit.
Angry or whatever.
It's a great show, and it's funny, and it's most importantly important.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll keep talking about sex on and off stage.
More for us here.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I guess I'm just like thinking, I feel slightly less tethered than I did yesterday.
Which is nice.
It can be good, it can be bad.
What was that noise that just came out of you?
That was morning.
Also, hold on. Something weird just happened where it... Oh, wait. No, it didn't. I was misreading. Ignore me. What was that noise that just came out of you?
I don't even know.
I felt like that was the first time I ever heard you like not be with it. I feel like you lost a little bit of mental space there.
Yeah, the first of many to come, I'm sure.
First edging of a mentee B.
Yeah. Oh my God. A full-fledged mental breakdown. I don't think I've had one before.
You probably have when you were not sober.
Oh, yeah. There's this one time where I did acid. It was like New Year's Day, which is one of the most haunted days for a drinker or drug user because you are probably really hungover from going really hard. And New Year's Day, and me and my guy friends are up in San Francisco. The guy I was in love with was dating my best friend. Ugh. They left happily for their flight, and mine wasn't till like 6 a.m. the next morning with like one other or two other guys. So I was like feeling in my feelings, did acid for the first time. had a horrible trip, went to the airport still on acid.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. Then got home, finally was wearing off. I had to go straight to this like restaurant job I had. And I was like talking to people, trying to be cool, but like I was having a panic
Hold
attack.
on. I can't believe I've never heard about this. We need to fucking wind. What were you thinking? Just going, yeah, I'll try acid.
Because I literally like it was almost movie-esque. It was the guy I was obsessed with and my best friend, you know, loading the lift or whatever, getting into the back seat. One of them puts his head on the other, leaving on New Year's Day. Sunday
and
vibes.
then punching slowly on you, and you just hear,
Let's go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You know
so
what?
I went out.
Let's fucking do that acid.
Yeah.
And then what do you mean? What constituted a bad trip
Well,
for you?
it started off fine, but then
What
like
started happening? I'm very interested in acid.
okay, so it started being very trippy. A friend was doing like a little like light type show. Like it was very like silly and laughy. And then like there was this guy at a bus stop that we like built a whole story around, and like we were adding to the story.
Were you walking around outside?
No, we were in my friend's apartment in San Francisco.
Oh, and you could just see a man
and
at the bus
down
stop.
on the street. Yeah, we were like, oh my god, blah blah blah. Like we'd all have our pitch on what the story was. But then like I was like, I think I became aware of like time passing, and I was like,
Too
on my
soon or not
flights
enough?
it's time, I guess both kind of. I was like, and also you feel like you're losing your mind. Like so
that
then
sounds
when I was
terrible.
like, it's like 3 a.m. my flight's at 6 a.m. I have to try to like sleep for like a minute.
Oh,
I was lying down next to my friend. I swore he had a face in the back of his head that was looking at me. And then every time I closed my eyes, it was like cobwebs, moccasins, rocking chairs. Like it was truly like, it was like I had no
Halloween Town in your head?
I just had no, it wasn't, I couldn't
turn it off.
it wasn't going
You
anywhere.
weren't gonna
I was
go to
still
sleep.
fucked up. Yeah. And then when I was in line, we were about to miss the flight, and I was like, I'm fucking on acid right now. And then like this lady, this like I don't even know how it was. Someone with the flight was like, if anyone needs to skip ahead of the line, they can upgrade for $26 or so. And I was like, yes. And I got on the flight, so that was good. But then I went to the restaurant job, and it was like, it was a nice restaurant. Jonah Hill was there, like trying to make small talk, and I was like, I hate my life.
You're like, am I still tripping, or is
Kind
Jonah Hill
of.
trying to be nice to me?
Yeah, basically. Anyway, it was, yeah, not fun.
What happened with that best friend and that guy?
So they broke up. I'm still good friends with the best friend.
Okay.
Though they don't live in LA anymore. And the other one is getting married. I just got to save the date for
Aw.
like summer 2025.
So fuck them, right? They didn't last anyway.
Oh, totally. And the one who's getting married still like flirts a lot.
Don't you love it? That's such a toxic feeling, but I do love it when you're like, I know you still are in love with me. My goal is to leave every relationship feeling that way.
As you should. As you should.
So toxic.
No, I love it too, because like we have this like we hug too long, and like we like look into each other's eyes too long, and like I know too much, so I'm just like,
You can't get rid of me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about you.
this this is also like in my 20s I was a mess. I was always the other woman in situations, and this person used to wingman me in the craziest way. We'd be talking to a group of guys, and he'd be like, you guys should hang out with Zach. I've cheated on all my boyfriends with him.
That's not true. That's a lie.
It was, at the time, it was pretty true.
What does that? What kind of pitch is that? I don't know if that's like pitching you in a good way or a bad way. Like you're so good, you're worth cheating on your boyfriend with.
I guess. I don't know.
Or like you both are such a piece of shit.
You know, in like gay boy party culture, I think there was something very rock and roll about
Yeah.
it. And like, I think this was before open relationships were like fully
Normal.
a thing.
Yeah.
But it was like on the cusp of that.
I'm also just now remembering that I put out a call to ask the when you said you guys were still in love with each other, that we asked the audience about cuddling. Oh yeah. Did you put those answers in? No. Oh.
She'll do it now. Although, also, this is more me housekeeping. There was a hookup buddy that, oh my God, I did the sluttiest thing.
What?
You are Kelsey.
These stories just like interweaved?
You are not. This was 2 days ago.
What happened?
I went over to an agent's house.
What?
And blew him while he was on a Zoom with the company. And so I kept hearing everyone give their updates about their clients as I was like under his desk sucking.
Spill the fucking.
That's all. I spilled it.
tea.
It's all over the
Hold
table.
on. Was this Grinder?
Yes.
Whose idea?
We like many of my Grinder things, we'd been talking for a minute.
Yeah.
And it was always like kind of very like orally focused. And then one time I was like in his area and he was like, oh, sorry, I just got off a Zoom. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, and I think I said something like, oh, like it'd be hot to like blow you during one of your Zooms. And he's like, this Zoom is standing this day at this time. And so we worked it out. And he was like, the side gate's open.
Oh my God.
Yes. And it's so funny too, because I had a phone call at this time and he goes, take your call from the backyard. It'll get me going seeing you back there.
Did he have a nice house?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Which agency? Tell us.
I'm not. Kelsey, you've lost
Is it
your
3 letters or is it like a word?
I'm not telling you shit.
I won't know if it's in a top 5.
I'm not answering that.
I'm fucking mad.
I know.
You would be mad at me if I didn't
Only
spill.
you would be interested in that part of the story.
Know. Wait, what sector of agent? Literary, movie, acting, theatrical?
I'm not saying.
This is the first time you've ever withheld information.
Yeah, well, get used to it.
Okay, wait. So you sneak in.
Yeah.
You're crawling in like Santa on Christmas, trying not to wake the kids upstairs.
He's literally Donald Ducking it. He's
he took his pants off.
business up top, naked down bottom.
So he must have done that prior to getting on the Zoom because he didn't want his coworkers to see him taking his fucking pants off.
Of course. Oh my God. And also, so I'm under his desk.
Was it clean under there, under the desk on the floor?
Everything was clean.
Okay.
Everything was clean and nice. And
Wouldn't that be funny? You get down there and there's like fucking gum
Oh my
wrappers and
God.
like a hair
Okay, but
clip, and you're like,
honestly,
brother.
would have been the easiest situation to leave during because he can't get up.
You're right.
He can't say anything.
You could have bit his dick off and ran.
Yep. And I should have spit it out. My IMDb star meter goes up.
Oh my God. There's a Netflix series made about you.
So I'm down there, Sorkin the dork. Oh my God, my mom listens to this. Sorry, Mom.
Are you kidding? This is the first time you're not going to share? What the
No,
fuck? Did
okay,
you just grow a conscience?
So I'm down there doing my thing. He's up there listening to his co-agents.
Uh-huh.
And then he puts a Post-it note down that says, take off your clothes. And so I did. And there I did.
You fucking... Did he put it on your forehead?
He put it on his balls.
Wait, this is literally like the millennial updated version of the Post-it episode of Sex in the City. Instead of like being broken up with by a Post-it, this
Get
guy was like...
instructions.
During a BJ. See, this is why we need to write about our experiences and make a show.
That's why I know, and they're so important.
To be
Honor
seen.
queer stories.
Yeah, especially about the ones under desk Zoom blowjobs. Wait, so did he finish?
Yeah.
How long did it take?
7 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes.
What do you think he was doing when he was coming? He turned his camera off.
The meeting, was it over?
Oh, boo.
I know.
You gotta plan this again.
For the story's sake, I wish it had happened while he was like pitching his clients.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way.
Does he rep any good clients? You don't have to say who.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Sorkin. Robert Downey Jr. Michael Bay.
I sucked all 3 of those guys.
Fuck yeah. Wait, so then were you like, okay, bye?
Yeah.
You left without saying anything?
I literally had like my coffee drink and keys and phone.
And then you came here? Oh no, this was 2 days ago.
No. And yeah, and then I just grabbed my stuff and
I'm proud.
We had like a little bit of like more work today. Yeah.
What'd you do with all the you know what?
It was like I wiped it off. It was on my face.
Oh!
I know.
See, this is the difference between gay men and women. Do you know what an honor, a fucking honor that would be for me to drive to your place while you're on the Zoom from a hookup?
Yeah.
Let you do it on my fucking face
Yeah.
and leave?
Well, okay. First
Bro,
of all,
you're paying me many thousands of dollars.
First of all, straight men listening, this is why you got to get down with gay blowjobs. We are happy to travel, blow,
Dip.
take, and go.
Take? What are you taking?
The
I thought you meant like something out of his house.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, like, of course there was like a power play thing going on here.
Yeah.
It was like me being very sub to this guy, and like a very sub thing is like a facial. It's like, yeah.
I'm beside myself right now.
You just have to have fun with it.
My like housekeeping doesn't sound nearly as fun now, but I do think it's kind of exciting.
Okay, go.
Okay, so me and Athlete, I don't think we've ever really talked about this on the podcast, but like I've been being like incredibly accidentally monogamous.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a combination of like new person, we were living together, got pregnant, like just work, like I didn't have any like time to be open, and I stopped making the doc about this sex party that I was making, so I wasn't really going. I just didn't have the desire to go, and I haven't, and it's been fine. It's just like I needed a break from that being a slut. We're finally getting back out there, and
individually or together?
Together. Me and the Ath were on our respective apps, and we both have like the info, like, oh, we're also like E&M partnered with someone, blah, blah, blah. And he matched with a girl who is like the woo-woo-ness of what I like and the like athlete of what athlete likes mix into a girl. And she also is like very experienced in being a third and is
it
super
Tiana?
hot. Oh my God. No, but me and the athlete talk about this all the time about if we were you, bitch. Let me tell you fucking what. Also, my sister might be a third coming up.
For you guys?
You're sick. You're fucking mentally
You're the
ill.
one talking about you're looking for a third and bringing your sister in.
I say she's going to be a third for a couple. If I wasn't dating an athlete, I would absolutely be a third for
Would
just
you?
like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. A rich
you seem
couple.
like the type who might need a man in your life.
Fuck you. That's the most hurtful thing you could say to
That's
me.
just what I know.
You didn't know me when I was like ever single, which sucks.
Yeah, we've known each other for 26 years.
Yeah, right. We've known each other for only 5, haven't we?
Since 2018.
Which is not that long, which is crazy.
6 going on 7 years.
Whatever. But we talk about that all the time. We're like, if we were in Tiana's shoes, we would literally just be a third to like 4 different mega rich couples.
That don't know.
Yeah. Or do know. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I need this from this person. Let me go over here. Also get my dork sorked. Do this. Have fun. Go out to an event. Then like leave them and be like, oh, I need this thing from this person. Like I would just be hopping around as a third of like people that are obsessed with me.
Yeah.
That sounds like
why
a
aren't
dream.
you doing that, Tiana?
Know any hot couples?
Yeah.
Hot rich
Yeah.
couples? Do
you need to get on field. They're everywhere.
I don't know if that's
They're
the answer.
fucking everywhere, and you don't have to deal with the bullshit of a relationship, which I know you want. So maybe that's the only like differentiator.
Wait,
of
should
why.
I get on field for a gay couple?
Absolutely, dude.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll have an update for this by the next episode.
I like that. So athlete went on a date with her.
And nothing happened inside of you?
What do you mean?
Like,
Excitement?
my man.
No, fuck no. I'm
Okay.
like, this is something I'm so like comfortable with and used to. I think I've had horrific experiences with Sir and then like some shit at the end of like Jared and I's relationship. But this has always been like my goal. Being bisexual, having one of each is great.
Totally.
Problematic, don't care. It's my truth. So date went great. Said she's super fucking chill, like very go with the flow, but very confident, like loves Dave and Buster's. He just randomly said she was like, oh, my guilty pleasure is like, oh, I think Dave and Buster's. Bro.
Is it you?
That's what I said. That's what I fucking said.
She's like, I love super gluing things and I love buying stuff and getting
Has
rid
a
of
pole.
stuff.
Like does pole exercise.
Okay.
Like so cute. And then so he was like, oh, well, this is her. Like he said, he spent the whole date talking about me basically. And the girl was like, this is great. Like she sounds amazing. We all got in a group chat. I'm taking her out tomorrow.
Wait,
I
is
know.
she bi?
Obviously.
Oh, okay. That's not that obvious.
It's not?
Well, you said he went on a date.
Yeah, but in the profile, we're both saying like we're ENM,
Okay, so in
but we're
that
dating
sense-
together.
But what? Then why didn't you both go out with her first?
I think because they had matched and were chatting, and I was like, "Oh, you go see if you like them." And it was a weekday, and I was like, "I'm busy." You
Did he
go.
test out any of the holes?
No,
Not
and-
even the top one?
no, the one on her head, her blowhole,
Yeah.
the one that shoots out of
This
her.
poor girl, you're going to go on a date and like insist you clean her ears out.
Just be grateful that you have an esthetician as a friend. Okay, people would pay good money for that shit.
No, you're right.
Anyway, I'm taking her out to coffee. I'm really excited. I feel like this is a good like entry back into the world of
What
like.
coffee place?
I'm not going to tell you. What if people?
You want me to tell this agent's first,
Yeah.
last, maiden name? And
Why is Garrick Bernard calling me?
don't you dare.
Should I answer?
I mean, you could.
I feel like he would text me if it's important.
I don't know. Call seems the most important.
Call is absolutely insane to call me. That's such a weird thing to do.
My manager called me, but I love when he calls me.
Yeah. He did. Did he text me? Let me see. Oh, he said, Kelsey, please.
Kelsey, please.
Oh, he just said, is this good?
Kelsey, please.
I don't know. Oh, I think he's asking about a bit. I'm just so funny. People can't help it. Okay, wait. We have to go to a fucking break.
Okay,
When we come
fuck.
back, we're going to talk about the let them theory. Were you holding your breath?
I love the let them theory.
I thought it was just like kind of perfect timing for like everything that's been going on in both of our lives recently.
Yeah.
So I don't know who popularized this. Is it Mel Robbins?
That's who I know it from.
Yeah, let them theory is the concept of what the name is to let them do
Blank.
what is going to be done. And the first time I heard about this, my butthole tightened so hard because I was like, why the fuck would I ever think this is a good idea? I let them. No, I have no control that way. Why would I let anyone do something that I have the option to participate in or have a voice in or voice say? Like, why would I be so passive about something? So Mel Robbins' theory, she kind of brings it up by saying like she was taking her son to go do prom pictures, like before prom. And it's a bunch of kids. They all meet up at, someone's house or a park or whatever. Everyone gets photos together. And so she's taking pictures and everyone's talking. And like one of the kids in the group was like, so where do we want to go for dinner? And she was like, you guys haven't made a reservation? What do you mean? How are you going to eat before prom? Like, there's 20 of you. What are you talking about? And they start talking, oh, well, maybe we go to the taco hut or whatever it's called. And she's like, the taco hut? What? There's like 6 chairs in there.
prom.
It's
Yeah.
prom. You guys are. And then someone's like, oh, well, no one brought an umbrella, right? Because it's about to start pouring rain. And she said she was like losing her fucking mind. And she starts getting on her phone. Do I need to start making reservations? Should I start looking up? Oh my God, this is so last minute.
Umbrellas.
Are you crazy? How did nobody think about this? And she said her daughter, who was also there, just looked at her and was like, Mom, if they want to go to the taco hut in the rain before prom,
Let him.
let them.
So the daughter came up with it.
Let them do it. And maybe that's going to end up being the most
Yeah.
memorable part of their
Yeah.
prom was, oh my God,
Yeah.
we showed up. We all were drenched. We couldn't fit inside the restaurant. None of us thought to make a reservation.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. It was chaos. Da, 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 da. And she was like, okay. So I decided that this was obviously like a good idea for a theory, right? So why do we do it? Why do we want so much control over something, right? And I had never heard it put this way, but when we want to gain control over a situation where we feel out of control, it's a form of anxiety.
Yeah.
Like when I'm
It's like
trying to
Inside Out 2.
micromanage someone, being like, wait, why didn't you do that thing you said you were going to do? I become anxious over their experience,
Yeah.
especially if it's tied into me. Like, oh, this is a very poor example, but like, Tiana, why didn't you put the answers of cuddling in the note. I know they weren't due today, so I'm like I said, it's a bad example. But like all of a sudden, I'm like something about her becomes my problem, and I become anxious about it rather than just saying, let them put it in when it makes sense. Let them do their job. Let them become the thing you hired them for. Be great at their thing. Or, oh, why didn't you think about dinner tonight? Like, we have all these things planned. Like, why didn't we think about, like, just let them order in. Just how much is it going to affect me to really experience a Postmate night instead of experience all of this? And then I went even deeper of like, why do I give a shit about that kind of control? And for me, my anxiety coming out of trying to control everything is how I have learned to give love. I believe somewhere in my life that taking care of all of the things to make sure everything is perfect is a way that I show love. So, you're not ready or you're not prepared for this thing. Let me figure it out because this is my way of showing I care about something. Or the way that I micromanage is a form of love. That's what I've twisted it in my head to equal, because somewhere in my life I felt out of control, and when I gave control, I was praised for it or loved for it, or it was something someone
Kelsey made this so much better.
Yes, or like someone I dated was like, oh well, she just figures out everything. Yeah, and I've been like, yes. It satiates that anxiety, and I'm helping someone, or what I think is helping someone, not realizing that I'm probably creating now the anxiety for that other person.
Wow.
So it's a twofold, right? It's like, let them exist as they are going to be, and let myself have the freedom of letting go of that piece of anxiety and not feeling like it's a problem to solve. And so Mel Robbins talks about when are instances where you don't want to let them, right? Because if I just laissez-faire fucking everything through life, I'm going to be pushed over, inexperienced, et cetera, et cetera. And so she says that when to not let them is if it's danger for you or the other person. So if your friend is getting in the car when they're drunk, that's not a moment to say, let them. Like if they're like, oh, I'm fine to drive, and you're trying to take their keys and they won't let you, and you're like, you know what? This is the perfect time to just let them figure it out.
Yeah.
That's not the time. Asking for what you want. So like with a negotiation of a pay raise. So if it's something that like is a betterment to your
like
life.
Advocating for yourself
and standing up for yourself or others, right? So if you see someone being abused or hate speech on the street or someone attacking someone's character, that is not the time to be like, let them. It'll build that other person's character up.
Sure.
And the most important thing I learned about the let them theory was that by not letting them, you are actually robbing them
of the experience
from growth.
Yeah.
So if every time someone forgot to do this thing for themselves, they forgot to put the wash in the dryer, and every time their clothes got stinky, so I would put the clothes in the dryer, they will never have that moment of aha to learn that this bad habit happens enough that I need to actually change something about my life.
Sure.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Let them. Like, maybe it will hurt for a second to be like, oh, those clothes are going to get wet.
Yeah, I could have helped.
Get stinky, and he's going to just have to redo the cycle. For as much as that moment hurts, what's going to hurt more is when I have to become the mom in the relationship and do their laundry for them.
Yeah.
And that was just like such a big holy fuck of doing like a postmortem on relationships I've been in before, where I wanted this thing for this person so bad that I just started doing it.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much I like stunted somebody's ability to grow and instead blamed it on like, oh, I'm just always the one who's taking care of everything. I'm always the mom in the like, bro, even like your kids at some point, they have to learn how to do shit on their own.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I feel like this was way more revelatory than maybe it's coming off to be. But it was a big experience.
I think it's like a very like, it's a beautiful broad topic. It's like in the same vein of letting go, where it's like, how much of this is in my control, how much of this is not in my control. It's almost in the serenity prayer too. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So it's like, okay, is this something that directly affects me? So in that prom situation, it's like, okay, am I going to get a call in 2 hours saying, Mom, please pick us up? You know, Sherry like got her dress all covered in salsa and she's freaking out. It's like, I don't want that. I want to clear my conscience of the situation and maybe give a couple suggestions. Yeah. But like, I think it falls along the lines of boundaries. I had to do this a couple times with friends. One thing I left in, I think 2023, if I'm being honest, because I don't like resolutions, but I do like intentions. And it's letting go of people who say they're bad texters. I don't accept it.
We just talked about this though on like 2 podcast episodes ago about my ADHD texting.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's interesting. You took it to mean you.
I
wasn't
took it as a personal attack.
I wasn't really angling at you.
You felt it too, didn't you?
Okay, well, you should take that and sit with it and see what that means to you.
Let me feel that.
I just like, I think how you do one thing is how you do everything. And unfortunately, to me, it means, if like, and now I'll use you as an example because you brought yourself up. I know, but it's like, but if I were a $20,000 brand deal text from a manager, she'd probably get back to it right away.
But if I treated every text like a $20,000 brand deal manager, my fucking cortisone, my adrenals would be shot.
No, it's not like, but it's like, like this has value too. Like,
yes,
responding to my friend is a valuable move.
But didn't we talk about like the experience of being in like a conversation versus like a text is a conversation that's like on forever, like the table? Like, I don't see text as an immediate response.
And again, this is why I wasn't angling at you at all.
No, you're right.
I'm thinking about friends who like I messaged 2 people that I'm like new friends with, kind of like, hey, I'm thinking about seeing this movie tonight. Is anybody interested? One responded 5 hours later, no, for these reasons. The other never responded.
Oh.
I'm like an energy matcher, so I've decided in that way, let them not text me back. I will not invite them to any more movies.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm like,
it's on them to reach out and be like, oh, I can't, but would you want to go do this something next time?
You know, then just saying acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Like I need to be seen. Like I need to be by someone I'm going to invest time and love and patience and all these things in. I need to be not ignored.
100%.
And so it's just like, when
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. When somebody goes 3 days later, oh my God, so sorry, I didn't see this. I'm like, I don't believe you really. Like, or like even if I do believe you, then I really don't feel valued at all. So I'm just like,
my problem with ADHD is I will see something, I will leave it as on, I'll mark it as unread because I'm like, I'm going to come back to this when I have a moment to text or whatever. And then if it gets pushed out of my sight, I literally will forget it existed. So I'll go back and I'll go to text them something. Like this literally just happened with a friend. And I went, oh my God, I'm just now seeing this. The day you texted me, I had to take Hippo to the emergency room and I was dealing with that.
Yeah.
And I never came back after I had marked it unread. That's also just like the problem with visual. Like, do you see how everything in my house is outside of a container? It's because if I don't see it, I visually don't cue it. Like, I don't know it exists. I forget that I have it.
Wait, but then also like you take medicine for ADD.
Yes.
So does it not work?
No, it would be worse.
Wow.
Yeah. Like this gives me the ability to executive function of like something in front of me. If I didn't, I would go to 17 things before I'm able to do that one thing. So I don't know that it's necessarily like, it's my thing is like, I always try to tell people that it has nothing to do with them genuinely.
Yeah.
Like whenever I go back to a group text and I'm like, oh my God, sorry, I haven't been here. It's like, it's on. I always try to be like, I know I'm a bad texter and I hate it.
Well, and this is the thing. I guess it is a common enough experience. Like everyone can name 5 bad texters.
Yeah, true.
I guess I just like maybe ultimately am not. My cortisol is not designed well for yours.
Yeah.
Because
well,
like
I don't like a lot of people. You're like one of 3 people who are pinned in my texts.
Me, Tiana, and your gynecologist.
Correct. And that I think about you like every day in some capacity, whether it's like, oh, a text I see that I think you think is funny, or like an Instagram. So it's like, even though I might not always be quick to respond, you're like in my universe.
Totally, and appreciate it.
This got off track from Let Them.
Oh,
but
yeah. No,
you are so right.
Let Them is...
That was a personal qualm we had to figure out.
I guess, and my whole thing was like, okay, like, let them exist in their world.
Yeah.
Like, stop trying to get through the atmosphere. Find another planet that like you can revolve around.
Yeah.
You know,
like mine.
Yeah,
You are a sun in my universe.
But I think there's so much freedom in Let Them, and I think that's a big part of 20s versus 30s. I think 20s you want to like kind of like give your opinion a lot or like whatever. In 30s I'm just like, yeah, have fun.
Dude,
like I'm not going to give my advice unless you ask me for it. So it's like
that was a big, there was two that really stuck out for me that I thought you would resonate with too. One, she used an example of like the Let Them theory in traffic.
Oh my God.
So someone's trying to cut you off last minute. Fucking let them.
I know.
We're the worst with that.
This is where it gets so crazy too, because I think it's like in human nature, you don't want to be wrong, because I think if you admit that you're wrong often, that you could be in like danger at some point. You're like, I'm bad at making decisions. I'm not often
gullible,
right. Yeah.
I'm
so it's like justifiable
targeted.
anger when someone cuts you off. You're like, fuck that person. That's not right. That's not fair. I want to chase them down.
It's an injustice.
And kill them. But then I have to go like, they may not have even noticed that they did that. And I'm the one suffering for it.
Yeah.
So a big cure for me, if you do hold rage in your car, leave 10 minutes earlier than you think you need to.
Always.
Because then all of a sudden, you're not speeding. You're not trying to get through red lights. You're not trying to make sure no one cuts you off. You're just
la-di-da-di-da.
And worst comes to worst, you can sit in your parked car at the venue and be
listen
on your phone
to a fucking podcast.
Yes.
I leave early now because I enjoy listening to
Same.
audiobooks in my car.
Kelsey and I are driving up to San Francisco and Sacramento to do these shows.
When this comes out, it'll be tomorrow and Wednesday.
Oh my God, October 1st in San Francisco, October 2nd in Sacramento. But I'm driving. I don't know if Kelsey is.
We'll see.
She's so not about it. But to me, it's like, 6 hours, podcasts, snacks,
cruising.
potty breaks.
Cruising.
Like, I would much prefer that to 4 lifts and a flight.
The other big instance of the Let Them, which I feel like a lot of listeners can relate to, and also you can relate. You probably turned this Let Them theory on with me like 6 years ago or whenever we met. It's let your friend date the shitty person.
Oh, wow.
Let them fucking be with shitty dudes. Let them take.
Isn't that a slippery slope? Because like, what kind of shitty?
Well, obviously not dangerous.
Okay.
But like the annoying, the like, you think your friend, you hold them in such high regard that you're like, why are you with this fucking person?
Yucky.
Like, I think the world of you, so I'm going to like literally try to control your destiny of a relationship.
But what's so funny too is when you co-sign someone as a very close
friend,
I
won't. Yeah.
All of a sudden their partner is also a reflection of you.
Which that I have no problem saying, like, I don't like this person. I'm not going to hang out with them. And I'm not going to like invite them to things. I have no problem doing that. I've done that so many times before. Or
the
I've
friend
just like,
or the partner?
Well, I tell the friend.
Oh, you're like, I don't like your partner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And then they can make a more informed let them decision.
Yeah, if they know my feelings on them, and if they feel like they can trust their friends' opinions of like what they want for the best of you, like it should be fair to let them know that you don't like that person. Because then it's like, oh, they're like, maybe this person doesn't like them, and also maybe this person, and my cousin and my sister and my mom also said that they were gonna,
and
like,
that dog on the street who attacked them for no reason.
Exactly, bit their arm off. Like, I think it's unfair to pretend to like somebody's partner. Like, I have no problem telling you when I think someone's treating you like shit, because I know what you deserve.
Totally.
As your close friend.
Totally.
But like, I know with me, you had to watch me date someone for way too fucking long.
Oh no, listen, I'll admit that like Sir had me in a fog too, because I saw how happy you were, and I couldn't really pinpoint like
what they were.
A horrible flaw.
It was annoying.
There were just a series of things that I was like, But again, like hot.
Dude,
kind
sex
of like,
will fog so much.
interesting. Can't take that away.
Can't take that away.
He'd say something weird. I'd be like, what?
Every time we were with them, we were just be like, huh.
Yeah.
That's a new way I had never considered something
And
or thought
will
about that
never
thing.
again.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like
I like to think you just had to let them with me with that for
Sure.
a bit and like kind of suffer through
listen,
some of
yeah,
those.
as long as you were happy, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
And then you know what else that does? That saves a lot of fucking energy on you being the person that
Oh
they
my
come
God.
to for shit where you're just repeating yourself over and over again. And they take the advice, but they don't do anything with it. Like at that point, I would hope that like consistency in something just resonates eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll never hide my feelings because I think that that's unfair.
Oh, totally. If I catch myself like holding on to something or like tiptoeing around something, I usually have to I have to speak it out loud
Yeah.
to somebody and then get like an insight.
And I also think that that's why friends will come to you with problems too, right? It's like because they are searching for that thing that's like,
Yes.
what am I not
like, why is this
hearing
not
or seeing or thinking?
resonating?
Yeah. And I think when you have good, deep friendships like that, like I've said, there's very few people in this world that can tell me something and I'm like, oh, I'll listen.
Yeah.
Because they know my blind spots too, like my flaws. And so, yeah, I think the let them theory will help people in those scenarios where it's like, because what? My other option is get really frustrated that this person is with
Oh my God.
someone shitty and like just be sad for them.
No.
Like that's not a way to live.
You just have to see clearly like what's your business and what's not.
Yeah. And that sucks because I would argue like when I was listening to the podcast, I was like, yeah, but then like your friend changes or like their life becomes more miserable from the outside in looking in. And it's like, that's also part of life and
Yeah.
friendships is like growing in different directions, which that could happen to someone you've known since you were a baby and like
Totally.
never thought that would ever happen. But like when you let somebody show up as their version of themselves, bless you,
Thank you.
instead of your bless you version of them, that's more truthful. Like that also just goes for relationships in general. Is like when you are falling in love with someone's the idea of potential of someone rather than letting them show up as they truly are. You're not seeing someone for their fullness,
Right.
for their flaws,
Right.
which we do that in the beginning of relationships all the time.
Oh my God.
We ignore.
Like I
the
said,
red
a guy
flags.
has 100% and he chips away at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Chip, chip, chip.
And there was a quote I read last night in this incredible book I'm reading that said something about like, no one is right for anyone. And at first I was like, what does that even fucking mean? But there is no such thing as being somebody's perfect puzzle
No.
piece when you match,
No.
when you meet. That doesn't exist. Like, no one is anyone for someone, right? Like, the way you become someone for someone is that you both exist alongside each other and like two rocks in the earth. As you shift side by side, you start to allow space for one another and you kind of like change your shape a little to still be your full self, but like the molten will kind of like wrap around.
I see it as two sumo wrestlers trying to
Hugging.
push each other out of the circle
Yes, with maybe less intense force and more just like allowance.
and more nakedness.
I don't know why, but I think of like two smooth stones
Clicking, clacking.
in a river, like allowing time to just allow this smoothness to kind of groove into one another.
Yeah, but what if what if one of the rocks has an opportunity to go to Australia?
Then babes, you got to go to Australia if that's what you
Okay.
want.
And the other rock's like,
I'll chill here.
okay.
Or maybe I'll go sit on the bank for a while.
Which bank? U.S.
Bank of America.
Bank of America.
I've been talking for way too long, but I really
No.
encourage the listeners to practice. Oh, we have to tell the results of the cuddling.
Also, let yourself. How about that?
I like it.
I'm just saying.
Let them.
I think people will censor themselves in an
Oh,
effort
yeah.
to not make other people uncomfortable.
I like that.
Oh no, if I do this, blah blah blah. If I do this, I'll trigger some. No, let yourself.
Amen. Results for the cuddling podcast last week: 69% said, "Do not touch me when I sleep." Only 31% of you freaks said that it's the only way you can fall asleep is if you're
That's
cuddling.
okay. That's a big number still. 31% is nothing to be
69 is kind of
scoffed
great,
at.
though.
69 is perfect.
Some answers to cuddling. I set my alarm 10 minutes early for a morning snuggle. Don't touch me after I put my bonnet on. I'm truly in love with my partner, and it brings me in a sense of closeness and intimacy. Great. I can't stress this enough. Starting with a little cuddle moment and then get the fuck off.
Yeah.
Someone said literally my worst nightmare, cuddling all night. Someone said I have chronic pain, so it hurts to be touched for certain periods of time. Real, relatable. I completely get that. And someone said both. Depends on the person and honestly, how hot the room is.
I was going to say best cuddling ever was Burning Man when I was 29 years old and it was freezing at night and me and this guy could not get close enough to each other.
I love in
That
a
was
sleeping
hot.
bag.
That was hot.
Sign
That was
me
hot.
up, baby.
That was hot.
Hey, if you're in Sacramento or San Francisco,
Come see
we're
us.
going to be. I'm doing stand up for it in front of Zach.
Yes,
and
she
he's
is.
allowing me to be holding the audience before him.
Yeah.
Before he comes on and crushes. How
Get-
many minutes are you doing?
Get beheld. An hour.
Ah! I haven't seen your hour.
Oh my God.
Yay.
Yeah.
So
it'll
come
be-
get tickets. It's at ZachNoeTowers.com.
Yeah, October 1st in San Francisco, October 2nd in Sacramento. And then I'm doing Atlanta October 10th. And I would love your support there because it's a big room. It's a wide city winery.
And you're also doing a show in Tampa with Bob the Drag Queen.
Yes,
and
I'm over here, Bob.
My sister's going to go. Yeah.
Yay!
How fun!
Okay, and rate and review this pod. Subscribe. 5-star reviews only, please.
We have a review. I just liked this person who left their name. They said, "Can we be besties? I'm obsessed." 5 stars, but her name was Lexa the dog freak.
Lexa,
Thank you, Lexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can be besties. We already are. Confident Bottoms, that's all we have for you this week. We'll see you guys next week. Love you, sluts. Bye. Ooh, we got to the end of the song.
That's good luck.